Babe. It was the pride of the fleet. A beautiful new 1971 Kenworth Cabover. It was one truck out of a small fleet of 7 based out of Denver, Colorado, special ordered for the company's top driver. Metallic green with white stripes, all aluminum wheels, an 8 V71 Detroit diesel engine, even air conditioning. In 1971, it was better than most trucks on the road and turned a lot of heads. The lucky driver, Adrian, was a World War II vet. He was speechless when John and his wife Sally, the trucking company owners, handed him the keys and said, "She's yours to drive for all the years you have given us." Adrian babied the truck like no other, keeping her polished and washed. She was a source of praise and envy at his favorite truck stops. The truck ran flawlessly and was always seen on I-80 between Denver and Chicago hauling meat. One day, Adrian missed his morning check call. By the evening check call, Sally told all the drivers to look for Adrian as he seemed to be missing. He was found the following morning in North Platte, Nebraska, dead in his sleeper of an apparent heart attack. John and Sally were grief-stricken at the loss of their friend. After some debate over permits, John hauled Adrian to his final resting place on a flatbed pulled by the truck Adrian so loved. It was a fitting funeral for a good man. After the funeral, John parked the truck out back and let it sit. He didn't want anyone else to drive it. By the winter of 1971, John and Sally realized they couldn't afford to keep a $35,000 truck parked any longer. About that time, Dave walked into the office. Dave worked for a company down the road and had seen the sharp Kenworth setting out back, doing nothing, and thought he would ask about a job driving it. John gave him a try after checking with his other drivers to see if they wanted Adrian's truck. Hearing 6 no thank yous, he assigned the truck to Dave, who was thrilled. John told him that a man died in the truck, but Dave replied, "I guess I'm not as superstitious as your other drivers." Dave took good care of the truck and nicknamed it Babe. But as the weather got colder, things started to happen. One very cold morning in January of 1972, Dave showed up for his run at 2 a.m. to find Babe idling in the parking lot, all warmed up and ready to go. When he made his morning check call, he told Sally to thank whoever it was that started his truck for him, as it was nice to have it all warmed up. Sally relayed the message to John and the mechanic, who didn't know what she was talking about. The next week, the same thing happened again, only Dave didn't have to leave until 8 a.m. He went to the shop and thanked the mechanic once again for warming up his truck, but the mechanic said it must have been someone else. The same answer came from the office, which started everyone to wondering who was starting Babe. After several more occurrences of the truck-starting events, Dave began to become agitated, as he thought one of the drivers was playing a trick on him to make him think his truck was haunted. Not liking to be the brunt of somebody's joke, he wrote a note on the company board warning everyone that he would eventually find out who it was, so the culprit should give up now and take his punishment. The note was kind of a joke, but serious in nature too, as he was getting tired of the prank. Then the truck began starting at truck stops hundreds of miles from home. John took it to Kenworth, who, after half a day's investigation, said, "We can't find anything wrong." Dave was assigned a load for Rapid City, South Dakota, leaving on June 9th, 1972, to be delivered at 2 a.m. on June 10th. Dave left Denver early on the 9th so he could take his time. By the time he got into northeast Wyoming at the junction of Highways 18 and 85, it was raining cats and dogs. Dave decided to pull Babe off to the side of the road, take a nap, and get up about midnight to go the rest of the way to Rapid City. Maybe the weather would calm down by then, he thought, as he turned Babe off. His alarm didn't go off, and he woke up at about 1 a.m. He bolted out of the sleeper and jumped into the driver's seat and tried to start Babe. She wouldn't even crank. Damn it, he said, knowing full well he was going to be late for his delivery and probably miss his backhaul. He tried frantically to start the truck in the dark. No luck. He knew there was a ranch house about a mile away, but decided to wait until first light before trying to find it. At about 6 a.m., he walked to the ranch house to ask if he could use their phone. He called Sally, and when she found out it was him, she began to cry. Dave asked, "What's wrong?" She said, "We thought we lost you, Dave." She handed the phone to John, who told him the bad news. "From what we hear, Dave, Rapid City was wiped out last night. Sounds like a dam broke." Dave was shocked. John told him he would try to get help to him as soon as he could. The rancher gave Dave a ride back to the truck. He said, "I know a thing or two about trucks. Why don't you try to start it again while I have a look at her?" Dave jumped into the seat. Under his breath, he said, "Come on, Dave," and turned the key. Dave roared to life like nothing was wrong. Dave went numb, realizing that if his alarm clock would have gone off like it should have, and if Babe would have started, he would probably be dead. The Rapid City flood took 238 lives that morning. For some reason, it seemed Babe kept the death toll from being 239. Babe ran flawlessly for the next 4 years. John and Sally told Dave it was time to trade her off. Dave said, "Like hell you will. Name your price." And he bought her that day. In later years, she ended up in Dave's back lot, looking tired and old. He never did sell Babe. He said, "They will bury me in that old truck."